Crispy cocker.
All right, now it is time to get into TNA Impact for October 14th, 2010.
No, please, let's get into anything else. Let's get into another show that we can watch now and talk about that instead. Okay?
Yeah, I mean, if you want talking, you come to TNA. If you want wrestling, take your sensitive ass over to WWE. We don't have that here.
Yeah, we got mic time for you, baby. We got promos, we got angles, but you want matches? Wait at least an hour. Minimum.
This episode is definitely a weird one. It is one that falls after one of their biggest shows ever. The one picture everyone remembers from Bound for Glory 2010 is the one where they're all holding up the sign that says they're here, but it is not spelled right. That's the one I always remember from this show. And then it also kicked off the heel Jeff Hardy run. Yeah, I mean, we're in a hot era for TNA.
We're hot as in like, hot as it should be set on fire.
Yeah, trying to take on WWE also. This episode was about an hour 30. It was a 2-hour Impact, and there was so much fucking talking on this show, everybody. Like, I don't know what to tell you other than they talked and talked. If there was a segment without Bischoff, like, you know he's coming. Like, it's not going to be too long before he's back out here.
If he's not in it, they're talking about him at the very least. He's a part of every angle in the company.
We have a cold open here. They're coming.
10, their arrival.
It was Jeff Hardy betraying everyone at Bound for Glory.
Damn it.
Joining Hogan, Bischoff, Jeff Jarrett, and Abyss.
10.
They were all here already.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, tricked you, Marks. So we get a cold open number 2. Bischoff is talking to a dude in the parking lot that doesn't show up anymore on this episode. His name is Guy Blake.
Guy Blake is here, and Bischoff stops him. He says, whoa, where are you going? The guy says, I'm going to go see my client. Guy Blake says this, of course. I wrote the guy, but I guess he is Guy no matter what.
Yeah, Mr. Guy.
Guy Blake is Dixie's lawyer or attorney, I guess. So, okay, I have to explain some of this here. So there was a contract that was sent for Dixie to sign that Hogan and Bischoff gave to her to sign. I don't remember what it was actually supposed to be, but somehow they got this contract to give to Dixie and switched it out for another contract, and she didn't read it, and she signed it and signed over the company to Hogan.
Yeah, that's all right.
So that's what the issue is. Or Guy Blake is saying, that's not the contract I sent you, Eric. I sent you a different contract for her to sign. And Bischoff says, you suggesting something nefarious is going on? The Guy Blake says, I'm suggesting you change the contract.
Bischoff was like, yeah, well, we'll just hold you up in court for 5 years. And during those 5 years, we'll just run TNA.
I'll see you in 5 to 6 years. You can tell your story to a jury. Holy shit. He says, well, in the meantime, you're trespassing. So get the hell out of here. And Guy Blake points at him. And Guy Blake says, this isn't the last you'll see of me. And he leaves. Now, I'm not a TNA 2010, connoisseur, but I don't have much recollection of Guy Blake.
Well, he turned around, he got some mahi-mahi, so... He said, I forgot why I came. So now it's time for the Immortal Town Hall.
Can you call this a town hall? Is this not more like a goddamn, like a TV movie presentation? This is so fucking long. This is an unbelievable amount of time. Hogan and fucking Bischoff come out. Unbelievable amount of pyro. Hogan is playing the crutch like a guitar. This is a theme that will continue through the whole show. Mike today on commentary says that the fans' hatred reflects their true feelings on Hogan and Bischoff. He says this as they're walking down the ramp and fans are bowing to them. But then they show a shot of like people in the front row booing them. So I guess there's a mixed reaction here.
The mixed reaction is all show long as all the heels are cheered, all the baby faces are booed, and then they come back from commercial and now it's flip-flopped. Who knows?
Interesting. Hopefully there wasn't somebody at ringside yelling at them.
There was 𝗀𝗽𝗆. Stop! Now! Shut up! Sit down! This Immortal Town Hall goes as long as a goddamn 60-minute adrenaline rush episode of TNA would go without commercials.
It's legit 30 minutes, right?
Yeah, it's like legit forever. I was like so blown away by the fact that we got a 2-seg opener town hall. I don't know if I've ever seen that. We watched these two dudes, Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff, sit here for 30 minutes and then the ring turns into like 12 people by the end of
Dude,
it.
it's like a Royal Rumble of people, and then there's more people. I'll do the best that I can here, James, so feel free, just fucking cut me off when you need to.
I wish somebody would have cut this off.
So Hogan says, well, I'd like to welcome all the TNA maniacs to my company. Eric and I decided, enough of the gaga. Oh, hell no. Liar. Then he puts the mic down again, and off mic says, where's she hiding at, man? And then puckers his lips for a while.
Insane style. And Bischoff's back there. Is this?
Hogan says, well, there's a motive to this madness. We tried to do this the easy way, but no. Dixie wanted to do it the hard way. She conned me into coming here to TNA. She promised me the keys to the car, brother. She promised to take all my ideas to take the company to the next level, but no. So I just took and I just grabbed everything that was promised to me, and I made it ours, brother. This is now a company of Hollywood Hogan's Immortals, brother.
This stinking stupid fucking company broke my damn back, brother.
I had to get many surgeries and tattoos, dude, to cover up the stench of this company, brother.
Dr. Pepper said, why you got so much gaga on your back, dude? And I said, because I have to come over and change the game, brother.
Dr. Pepper told me I got a case of conditis, brother.
So I got a second hearing, brother, from Dr. Thunder. And he said, I'm good, dude. I'm immortal, brother.
And he gave me this immortal crunch, dude. Hogan says, with us at the helm, this company's going to live forever. I mean, it doesn't die. It dies spiritually.
Yeah, I mean, it died spiritually. Rest in peace earlier this year in 2010. So
yeah, that's fair. So Bischoff says, that's got a hell of a ring to a partner. Now Hogan is on his cell phone staring down at the screen laughing.
Oh, that was his cell phone. I thought he broke out his Tamagotchi. He checks on his little dude brother.
Gotta feed this a little immortal cat, dude.
Check out this little guy.
Hey, yeah, Bischoff, this thing's gonna live forever. Bischoff says this isn't as much of a hostile takeover as it is a work of art, and most people didn't see it coming, and most people in this company were like a deer in headlights. So how about we walk them through our master plan? Welcome to the ring, a member of Team Hogan, Abyss. And Hogan goes, yeah! Raises his arms up. So Abyss comes out here with Janice, which is his 2x4 with nails in it. And Abyss gets in the ring and Hogan goes, my son! My son! What?
Yeah, that's right.
Abyss says for months he prophesized on 10-10-10 that they were to arrive to take control, and then no one believed me. Well, believe this. Oh, we are in control of TNA. Then he looks at Hogan and he says, I am your soldier, and I follow your orders, and I will destroy anything or anyone who stands in our way. Hogan takes the mic and he says, my son, my son, it is your destiny. And now you are mine. You will live forever because you are Immortal Abyss. Immortal Abyss? That's like his like Brood Edge. Yeah. And Abyss says, yes, sir, Hulk. Oh, I hate you. I hate you, and I've always hated you.
It takes a special kind of brain to see Abyss and go, yeah, man, that guy should be with Hulk Hogan.
Like, Bischoff says, we couldn't have done it without another individual that I have come to know and love as one of us. Again, if I'm not mistaken, this is after Bischoff had tormented Jeff Jarrett for months and made him like change in a fucking trailer outside and made him a janitor and kicked his ass.
That's right.
This was also a part of the plan?
Our TV was shitty on purpose, brother, and we worked you, dude.
Hey, come back. Hey, where you going? Bischoff says we all didn't always see eye to eye, but it didn't take long for us to figure out that this individual is cut from the same cloth. And he is also a guy that knew where all the bodies were buried.
Dude, that's where I was like, wait, who's coming out?
You're like, who is this? Without further ado, the founder of TNA and a man that I have ultimate respect for, Double J Jeff Jarrett. So Jeff Jarrett comes out to my world. His shirt is awesome, by the way. Did you see this shirt? The skeleton holding the guitar.
Yeah, I did see it, yeah.
Yeah, that shirt kicks ass. Jarrett comes out, and Mike Tenay on commentary talks about how he watched Jarrett work hand in hand with Dixie Carter for the past 8 years to make this organization a success. Well, some things, I guess, just are not meant to last, huh?
Joe's gonna kill you. That's all the crowd was chanting the whole time.
Joe's at the beach. So Jarrett gets in the ring and he hugs Hogan, and Hogan goes, ha ha ha. And I write, wow,
my son.
This is my son, you are now immortal, Jared.
First name immortal.
So Jared says, do you know what it felt like to me personally that Dixie Carter took a company that I started and founded right out from underneath my nose, and she used daddy's money. Yeah, she used daddy's money to run me right out of my office. And it's been a pleasure to work with Eric Bischoff. It's been a joy to work with the immortal one Hulk Hogan, because we gave the entire Carter family exactly what they deserved. And now everyone has to play by the new rules. And those new rules are dictated by the new regime.
There's too much gaga in this fucking company.
Still haven't figured out the name either here, James. Team Hogan, Immortal, New Regime. We're kind of still bouncing some stuff around here to try to figure out what this group is called. And then Fortune's music hits. You know, the guys in the ring sell to the stage.
Out walks Fortune 4. Fortune. There's 7 people that walk out here.
Well, you know, the four horsemen had 1 billion people, so I guess that's fine. They're going by
four
four
horsemen were 4 and JJ Dillon.
Well, come on, this is 4 guys. Here's 4 of them: AJ Styles, James Storm, Bobby Roode, Kazarian, and Doug Williams, and Matt Morgan, and Ric
Where
Flair.
did Doug Williams and Matt Morgan come from?
I was it took me so long to figure out that was Doug Williams, because I was like, where's British Invasion? Or is that not a... What am I missing here? But because I don't remember Doug Williams being a part of this.
Desmond Wolfe was a part of this.
Oh yeah, that's right. I think he's coming back soon here too, but he's obviously not here now.
What do they just slot in Doug Williams?
We need another British guy in the group to fit the role. Flair gets in the ring and he says, "I know that in your absence, you haven't probably been watching the show." Hey,
dude.
what?
We're 15 fucking minutes in already. We're 15 minutes and Fortune 4 is walking out here. 7 motherfuckers are hitting the ring 15 minutes into the show. I said, what the fuck?
So Flair says, you probably haven't been watching the show, but the word of mouth should have told you that this company is run by Fortune. And someone throws up the stupid Fortune hand signal that Doug Williams never figures out. Says, this show is not run by you, not run by you. And he says, Hogan, 25 years I've hated your guts, and you've hated mine. And nothing changes. And tonight, you either walk away or I walk away. Somebody, and he points behind him, right here, is prepared to die. How about you guys? I said, oh, fuck. So Hogan fucking steps up to him and says, how about just me and you, Flair? And Flair says, oh, how about it? He fucking starts taking his jacket off. He's going to fight. And Hogan and Flair start walking towards each other. They're going face to face. The boys are trying to hold them back. And then they hug. They hug. Immortal Flair is here, my son.
I was just thinking, like, what if Fortune 4 had more people?
Maybe Fortune 40 is what it needs.
That's
Fortune
what I was
14.
thinking. And like,
yeah.
TNA will give you the answers before you even have the questions.
Bischoff now gets the mic again, and he says, can you believe it? 25 years in the making, Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair on the same team for the same reason. The fact that Dixie Carter had the audacity to bring in some used up garbage that she compared to Hogan and Flair, and it was a nail in your coffin, Carter. Who the fuck is he talking about? Sting and Nash?
I have no idea.
Yeah, like, who is the used Christopher Daniels?
Dude, fuck that guy.
he's been working for too fucking long, dude. He was gonna be the higher power, brother.
Bischoff starts like listing off shit. Hogan just grabs the mic and, did I mention, brother? I fucking hate Christopher Daniels. I just want to make that fucking clear.
You'll never see him here again. We got rid of him just like we're getting rid of Dixie Carter.
If there was one person in this world, brother, that is not immortal, it's Christopher fucking Daniels. I'll tell you that, dude. My doctor, Dr. Thunder and Pepper, they both said, fuck that guy. He had a Fu Manchu like me. Fuck you.
They got to cut him out for your health, dude, and I did.
Cut him out. I got cancer.
Oh, I will do that, Doc. No problem. So fucking Hogan is on the mic and says, it was destiny and design, but in the master plan, the greatest wrestler of all time, Ric Flair, was destined to make this plan work, brother. And Flair says, I swear to God, I'm going to get up every day loving you more than I loved anything. And Hogan looks at him and says, more than your 5 ex-wives? And Flair says, yeah, and wherever they are, they can all kiss my ass right now. Woo!
I mean, Ric Flair is so red at this point.
He's beat red.
I mean,
talking shit about his 5 ex-wives after joining the big heel group in TNA. So now it's time to introduce the top guy, the world champion. Bischoff says, the moment you've all been waiting for, the new regime, not the name of the group, wouldn't be here tonight if it weren't for our next guest, the star of the show, the most important person in the wrestling universe. He is none other. It's Jeff Hardy. So Jeff Hardy comes out to Another Me, which I like this song.
It's what you'll never be.
Jeff is starting to come out to, you know, the fucking purple lights here. Everything's dark. And for some reason, it cuts to a shot of Hogan in the ring fixing his hair, just throwing his hair like back with his hands. Jeff looks cool as fuck here.
Jeff Hardy?
Yes.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
Jeff Jarrett. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's
my
like
son.
Abyss?
But Jeff Hardy.
Jeff does look awesome when he come out here.
Yeah, I mean, like, he looks like a scumbag. Like,
Yeah, so Jeff comes out here and he's got the Eagle TNA belt,
yes.
which is awesome.
Great
He's
belt.
got his hair slicked back. He's got a blonde streak in his hair. He's got a ripped up shirt on. He's got his pants on. Like, he just looks like a scumbag. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. Carries the belt like on his shoulder behind him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like he's a champion because he has to be. He's the only one that can do it.
So Jeff is standing in the middle of the ring. The crowd chanting, "You sold out" at him. He spits his gum at the crowd, and he looks fucking cool as shit, as we talked about. And Jeff says, "First of all, I didn't sell out. I sold in." I'm not sure
sold in.
I'm not sure that makes much sense, but that's fine. And he said, "Popularity doesn't mean a damn thing to me. I blame you. I blame the people. I blame the cheers for my pain. I blame your greed for my anger. And all the years I've destroyed myself for you for what? Herniated disc and pinched nerves? Nah, these men care about me more than that. And let me talk about RVD. I guess the whole effing show is wondering what the whole effing deal is. I'm the whole effing reason Abyss destroyed you, Rob, because in order for this moment, you had to be removed." So Jeff Hardy is why Abyss tried to kill RVD with Janice, is what this is here.
I mean, that's what it is this week.
Sure. And Jeff says, with that said, the greatness that stands before you, we are immortal and we live forever. And he stands there and he's blank staring into the hard cam. And so maybe this group is called Immortal or the New Regime. I'm not too sure just yet. And then we see on the Tron, Kevin Nash and Steve Borden are backstage watching on the monitor, and Bischoff sees this because they show it on the Tron. And Bischoff says, hey, Sting, Kevin Nash, hey guys, the party's in here.
Did that
Come
not
on
catch
down."
you off guard? That
Dude, it
caught
did.
me super off guard. The boys are
yes.
backstage watching the show, and the dudes on the show see that they're watching the show, and they say, "Hey, what are you guys watching the show for? Why don't you come on out here? You could be on the show."
It was, they don't show a shot of them like showing it on the Tron. So Bischoff just turns to the side and says, "Hey."
Dude, I don't recall ever seeing that. Could you imagine during a WWE match, the dudes backstage watching the match and like on the Tron, the wrestlers see that and they're like, "What are you watching?"
And react to it. Yeah. Hey, stop watching my match. Watch TNA. Bischoff's like, "Hey, why are you guys watching TNA? This show sucks."
Yeah, like Bar Rescue's probably on, right? That was out.
Everybody Loves Raymond definitely on at this time of night. Jersey Shore is on. They just told me that.
Oh
later
yeah,
in
they
the
said it's
show.
on at the same
I'm watching
time.
Jersey fucking Shore. Yeah. So they invite Nash and Sting to the ring, and Hogan says, "Hey guys, let bygones be bygones, brother. Forgive and forget. There's more room at the table. This is the future." So they show Nash and Sting getting up from their seats and they walk off screen. And I was like, oh, okay, that's probably the end here. Well, we go to commercial and we come back from commercial and Dixie has now arrived to the building. She's only just now showing up for this show. And she's with her husband, Surge, as well as TNA security, Murphy and Gunner.
Well, you know, she doesn't own the company anymore. She doesn't know call time. No one told her. The New Regime said show up whenever you want, dude.
Oh, I kind of like this New Regime, brother. We're now back in the ring and everyone's still here. There's still everybody. Half of the roster is in the ring currently. And Sting and Nash are now joining this insane amount of people in the ring. I write, how the fuck is this still going? Bischoff says, "Kevin, look, guys, I know this is a little over the top and seems like we're gloating a bit, but in all seriousness, we want you two guys on the team. We need you two guys on the team." So Nash looks at Sting and he whispers something to him and he takes the mic and Nash says, "You know, it's almost a perfect fit for me. My whole career has been about money. I really haven't cared about anyone else. Hell, I didn't even care if anyone starved or lost the roof over the top of them. I took as much as I could." And Flair is just over there like giving him such a confused look like, "Hey, fuck you, buddy. You should join this fucking group.
I
Fuck
mean,
your
it's the
friends."
most fuck you face ever, really.
Yeah, dude, he's pissed.
And he is as red as you can humanly be.
He's getting
He
more
looks
and more
a-
mad.
He looks like a Highway 55 hot dog. Like, that's how red this dude is. It's nuts.
Well, Nash says the Bible says gray hair is a sign of wisdom, and with wisdom comes compassion. And those guys in the back that I would have taken every dollar from in the past, they're my friends. And it cuts to Hogan, and Hogan's shaking his head. And then Nash says, this time, I'm going to pass on the money. I want nothing to do with you guys. And you want to run this company in the ground, you can do it without me. Another this company sucks angle where guys are trying to take over and change it, and guys that don't want anything to do with the change, so they're leaving.
There's just too much gaga.
Thankfully, they got rid of all the gaga on this show, James, which means they got rid of all the matches.
There's not enough goo-goo. There's too much gaga.
The Sting takes the mic, says, when I came here 5 years ago, I didn't come for this. This is nothing that I bargained for. I came here because I love TNA. These are not just words. I love this place. This is called a no-win situation, and I'm not going to repeat history. The answer is no. So Sting and Nash leave the ring. They're out of here. The Hogan's music hits, and it's like Hogan can't help himself. He's like, he looks over to Jeff, and he slowly pulls the crutch up and starts very gently playing it like a guitar. He can't stop himself.
Nash and Sting, too sweet on the ramp.
Do they? Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Damn.
This opening segment went 27 minutes, 30 seconds. Like, can you imagine looking at the bar at the bottom, the scrub bar, and seeing 30 minutes have passed on a show that you only have an hour left on, and like nothing has happened?
I was so confused, and even more so when more continued to not fucking happen.
So we go backstage.
The Pope walks up to Sting and Nash and says, whoa, 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 we just got the ball rolling. Good guy versus bad guy, white hats, black hats, and now you're going to walk out? Somebody talk to me. And Nash says, dudes, we ain't saying for you to stay. Come with us, man. Leave this fucking place.
Dude, I can get you a job in WWE. Pope
Hell
said,
yeah.
I was already there.
Oh. So Pope says, me come with you? Weren't you the guy that told the Pope to never walk away from an ATM machine as long as it's kicking out cash, man? I'm going to take on your cause. I'm going to continue to fight the fight, even if I got to do it by myself, man. And Nash and Sting say, all right, and they dap him up and they fucking go to leave again. So Sting and Nash go to leave, and Dixie Carter now walks up. Dixie says, what are you doing? You can't leave me. And Sting says, what choice did you leave us? How does Dixie not understand here? She signed the fucking company over, you stupid ass.
Yeah, but she has to know. I mean, like, her brain must be going like 1,000 miles a
that's
minute.
true.
Why is everyone taking this as it is? None of this is legally binding. None of this. Like, what?
Dixie says, what do you mean? And Sting says, we tried to tell you, Dixie. And Dixie looks at Sting, I don't even know what this means, and said, you're using cryptic language. You're talking in tongues. If you talked to me in plain English, I would have listened. What was fucking Sting warning her about this for months in Carney? He's all Hogan. He's taking over company. Well, Sting says, you wouldn't believe me, Dixie. And Sting and Nash walk by her, and Dixie says, Serge, go stop them. And now fucking Hogan and Bischoff walk up and said, holy fuck, man. I'm going to be in a 27-minute backstage segment now. So Bischoff and Hogan walk up, and Dixie says, really? What are you doing? And Bischoff says, Dixie. And Dixie fucking swings for the fences and slaps him right in the fucking head. Dixie says, you look me in the eye and you tell me you screwed me. Hogan, you are still on this company for me, tell me. And Hogan says, let me tell you something, hotshot. You want to have this conversation with me? You're going to have it in my office. So I was like, okay, we'll fucking get a goddamn Hogan office segment later in the show. All right, let's get into some fucking matches here. Well, we're back from commercial. Now we're in the office. God damn it.
Let me tell you something, brother.
Hey, dude.
I am not done talking to you.
So Bischoff is sitting at Dixie's desk with a penis in his mouth. Hogan is sitting next to him, looking at his phone or his Tamagotchi, whatever it is. Oh,
That's a good little dude, brother.
He's doing a backflip, Bischoff. Check this out, dude. Dixie says, all right, we're in your office now. Tell me to my face, did you do this on purpose? Did you intentionally try to screw me? Eric, stop it, god dang it. And it pans over, and Eric Bischoff is taking pictures of Hogan on his phone.
Dude, I mean, that had to be like 0.7 megapixel. I'd love to
phone
see
is
those
this?
pictures.
Yeah, what the fuck?
2010, dude, like flipping through your phone, looking at badass pictures of Master Shake and Frylock, and they're like super pixelated. You can barely make them out. You're like, this is kick ass.
Takes me 2 to 3 minutes to load the entire thing, and it's loading from the top down.
Dixie Carter said, "What are you looking at?" You turn it around, and it's like, "What is that?" That's Meatwad.
Now's not the time.
Damn, all right.
Hogan says, "Let me tell you something, Dixie. Yes, I screwed you out of your company." Dixie says, "Why?" Oh shit. "You said from day one I'd be the happiest I'd ever been, and we'd change the wrestling business. Well, every single person I've ever worked with, when Hogan calls, we talk. When Hogan calls, they answer the phone. And time again, I tried to get you." Dixie says, "You're making excuses because your ego." And Hogan says, 30 years in this business, Dixie, and you play with your computer."
30 years, this biz, fuck you.
"You're playing on your computer, dude. You're playing The Sims. You're burning babies in The Sims, Dixie. I don't got time for that."
Let me see your computer.
Dixie says, "I gave you that job. Don't you forget it." And Eric says, "Dear headlights." And Dixie says, "Shut up." Hogan says, "This is my company." And Dixie points at Bischoff and says, "This is your fault. I never trusted you for a second." And Hogan says, "This is my company. Get out of my office. Gunner, Murphy, I want you out of here. Wipe that stupid ego grin off your face." So Gunner and Murphy, who brought Dixie into the building, are now dragging her out of the room. She's putting up a fight. Hogan says, "Get this piece of trash out of my office." And Surge runs up as they're taking her out of the office, and Surge says, "What's going on?" And Murphy does a fucking 180 punch to Surge and decks him and says, "Don't be a hero," and leaves Surge laying on the floor.
Dude, Surge comes up like him and Murphy are boys, and they've been boys, like they're drinking and shit. Like, "Murphy, what's going on, dude?" And
What's
Murphy turns
good?
around, "Get the damn." So JWoww has pulled up to the venue. Hey.
So the car pulls up, and I'm staring. I said, "Who the fuck is that?" And I realize, holy shit, it's JWoww. And she walks into the building with like a purpose, and I'm like so confused at what's going on. I didn't immediately like link it together. I said, "Is fucking JWoww here to join Fortune? What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, she doesn't want to be a part of the Goo Goo regime anymore. She wants to be a part of the Gaga regime.
Oh shit, dude.
So Madison Rain Town Hall, that's right. Everyone has to talk on this show. All of them, everybody.
I legit wrote down, "Wow, a wrestling match. We're only over 30 minutes in," because I saw Madison Rain coming out with her own referee, and I was like, okay, we're gonna have
And
a fucking
gear
match.
on.
And gear. I said, fucking finally. But Madison Rain immediately grabs the mic. I said, "You can't fucking
Dude,
be serious
There's
no matter what."
way that everyone has something to say on the show. Like, don't you
They
just
gotta
want to
explain all the
accumulate
pay-per-view
some
angles.
wins and like go for the title?
No, I have to explain my story out of the pay-per-view. TNA says at Bound for Glory, there was a 4-way match for Angelina Love's Knockouts title, and Tara was victorious. But Madison Rain was in that match, and she's aligned with Tara. And she
brought her back to TNA.
Yeah, right. She brought her into TNA. She was the motorcycle helmet girl, and Madison Rain was pissed about this. So Madison's on the fucking mic. I wrote, "Madison gets on the mic. Never mind. I guess not time for a match." Madison Rain then says, "Last Sunday was the biggest night in pro wrestling and the TNA's biggest pay-per-view of the year, and I had a plan. And that plan involved me becoming a 3-time Knockouts champion. Well, that obviously didn't happen because my title is around the waist of Tara right now. The same Tara who has me to thank for getting her job back in TNA. So right now, I'm demanding she come down in the ring and give me what I deserve and give me a knockout title match right now. Tara, get your ass out here right now." And that's what she does. Tara comes out. Broken. Turn around now, eat a butt. Broken.
That song kicks ass.
It is a good fucking song. I have something broken.
Tony loves
Oh,
that
shit.
song.
He does love that song. So she comes down the ring. She is Knockouts champion, has it around her waist. And Madison Rain says, "Let me remind you of one thing. I'm the reason you're back in TNA right now. I signed that contract, giving me the right to wrestle in this ring. And if it weren't for me, you wouldn't have been in that match on Sunday. We know. We know.
Do you understand?
All right." So she says, "You owe me, Tara. We had a deal, and you owe me." So Tara takes off the Knockouts title. She's staring down at it. She's contemplating. Then she hands it off to the ref. The ref raises the title up, and now we have a title match. The bell rings. I said, all right, surely the babyface here is going to pretend to lose and then take it all over here and beat Madison Rayne, and that's what we're going with here. Little did I know that was not the case, because Madison Rayne tells Tara to lay down. She does. Madison Rayne covers her and wins the Knockouts title.
I fucking hate TNA.
James said earlier before we were recording, this show made him wonder if he ever liked TNA. Mickie James comes out now with a mic because there's more talking that needs to be done on this program. And she says, wow, you call yourself a champion? I find that disgraceful. How dare you? How dare you make a mockery of any championship? And I told you I was going to come here and make history. And I told you I was coming for that title. And I see no better time than right now. So she's out here. She storms down to the ring. And Madison Rayne pushes Tara in the way and tells her to attack Mickie, which she does. She attacks Mickie immediately. And then fucking Mickie TNA kicks her in the gut. And she falls backwards through the middle ropes to the floor, which was impressive. I thought she was going to die doing that. And Madison Rayne powders, leaving the belt behind. And Mickie picks it up and raises it up to signal she's coming for the belt. Great. Why? I don't know, man.
I mean, this era of TNA just would not allow them to just have a good match. Like, how easy would it have been to have Tara versus fucking Mickie James in a face versus face match, give them some time, interject Madison Rayne, do a 3-way, have her fucking win the title back in nefarious ways, give her 2 chases, and then Mickie James wins it. Like...
They just fucking. How about just have Madison fucking win the match at the pay-per-view and go right into the Mickie angle out of that?
My brain went to like, oh, they want to get her away from Madison Rayne here. Or like, that's how she like separates from Madison Rayne as she wins the title or something.
Well, no,
but no,
sadly,
they just go right. She's go right back to it. Yeah, I was like, all right, damn. The other girls on the show don't even care about the title. They said 𝗬𝗃 here.
She enjoyed Fortune. She said, "Where the show Jersey Shore's on here soon."
Where the fuck's Cookie?
That's one of the big angles on the show. So after this fucking Madison Rayne thing, I wrote all caps, I still have not seen any matches 41 minutes into the show now. We are 41 minutes in. This is obviously not with commercials, so I don't know how fucking long it is with, TV time. But 41 minutes in on the TNA Plus feed of this, no actual matches.
Where the fuck is Cookie?
So we go backstage again, and the beautiful people are getting their makeup done, and JWoww walks in and says, "You know what Cookie is?"
Who let her in the locker room? Like, what? Come on. Yeah. Like, you can't let people just walk in the locker room. You have someone walk in the locker room and goes, "Where the fuck's Cookie?" Get the fuck out of here. Where the fuck is Cookie?
Cookie. Dude, even better. Dude, JWoww says that, and Lacey Von Erich looks over because this is that era of beautiful people, and she says, "Oh my God, that's JWoww." And JWoww looks at them and says, "Oh, hey, what's up, beautiful people?" Hello, the beautiful people. Where the fuck is Cookie?
Where is Cookie? Huh? Where is Christopher Daniels?
Where is Samoa Joe? Where's Samoa Joe? Where's EV2? Where are any of the members of EV2?
Oh my God.
JWoww says, "I'm looking for a bitch named Cookie."
Hey, what?
I heard she was talking shit about me. You heard? Like, you didn't watch the show? Somebody told you that? And Angelina says, "Oh, she's new. I don't know her that well." What?
Dude, JWoww pulled up in a car to the front door and said, "Where's that bitch Cookie?" Huh? Gary, Connor Murphy.
So JWoww says she's new. Maybe we could make her this her last night here. And Velvet Sky says, "Girl, we got your back. Let's do this. Let's go find Cookie."
No.
Well, we're back from commercial. We're right back at it. The beautiful people in JWoww are looking for fucking Cookie. They're saying, "Cookie, Cookie." So they open a door and Velvet says, "Whoa." And Eric Young says, "Ladies, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, wait. And Eric Young chases him after him and he looks at JWoww and says, "Bow wow." And he takes his shirt off.
Eric Young runs up in an Affliction style TNA shirt out of breath and goes, "Bow wow, bow wow."
He takes his shirt off and he says, Please give me your Herbie Hancock on these jugs. He wants JWoww to sign his titties. And JWoww says, I don't have a pen. And the beautiful people say, you're embarrassing us and yourself. And Eric says, listen, all right, I've been waiting my whole life to ask you this. Am I a gorilla? And he starts flexing. Am I a gorilla? I'll be a chimp. I can be your chimp. I'll be chimp. And JWoww says, who the fuck is this guy? So then Orlando Jordan walks up. I can't believe he's still fucking here. That's crazy. And he says, Mrs. Wow, I'm Mr. Jordan. You look absolutely fabulous. And I would love to put my lollipop in your mouth. So he hands her a lollipop. And the girls say, don't do it. So she goes to do it and then drops it on the floor and it breaks. And they walk away and say that Velvet says, you're embarrassing yourself and us. She says this again. And EY says, get me on Dancing with the Stars. I'll show you my moves. And Orlando Jordan, staring off into the distance, says, Jersey Shore sucks. Yeah, well, you think it's time for some wrestling or what?
Absolutely fucking not. All right, we are never going to see an actual fucking wrestling match on this show. Kurt Angle comes out here, top guy, by the way. Kurt Angle comes out here, hasn't lost in 6 months, by the way. Kurt Angle comes out here.
Guy.
He was number one. They had I don't know if you remember in 2010, they had like the top rankings, top 10 rankings or whatever.
Yes.
Kurt Angle's whole gimmick was, I need to get to number one and win the world title. Didn't lose for 6 months. So Kurt Angle's here, hurt, no music, no Tron, walks out here, disheveled. All right.
He's ass kicked and he's beat. And he says, I came to the Impact Zone a little late tonight. Obviously uninvited, before I officially make my statement of retirement. And I said, oh my God, okay. And the crowd boos this. And Kurt says, listen, first I'd like to get a few things on my chest. I'm a man of my word. And I just want to say for the past 6 months, I busted my ass. And at Bound for Glory, I gave everything I had. I dislocated my ribs. I re-injured my neck. And he says, I re-injured my neck, and someone from the crowd yells, walk it off. And the crowd laughs.
Kurt looks
gives
at
him
him.
he gives him a shitty look. Kurt says, what I want to know is why Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff screwed me at Bound for Glory. I don't expect you guys to come out here, but if I'm going to state my retirement, I need some answers.
He did not get pinned at Bound for Glory, by the way.
And that's his whole argument here is I didn't win the title at Bound for Glory, but I didn't necessarily get pinned either. So what I'm trying to say is, Hogan and Bischoff, I'm in a dilemma right now. Bree-woo, bree-woo. If you're not going to get Eric Bischoff, well, you're going to get your ass some Jeff Jarrett on this fucking show. Jeff Jarrett comes out here, my world, and he says, Kurt, just what kind of dilemma is there here? It's real simple. You said if you didn't win the title that you wouldn't wrestle anymore. You didn't win the title, so I guess you shouldn't wrestle anymore. I never heard the words come into your mouth that if you didn't get pinned or if you got screwed. Am I hearing that you're out here, of all people, making excuses? Kurt Angle, the father, the husband, well, the ex-husband. Kurt says, now, how did I make your life a living hell? Why? By putting TNA on the map? I did that. Is that it? Or is it the fact that after I came in, it wasn't all about you anymore? How many TNA world titles did you win before I came here? 12? 2 dozen? You held everybody down here in TNA at your own expense, but you couldn't hold down Kurt Angle.
Jeff says, have you seen Cookie?
I'm out here to ask the real question. You see Cookie?
JWoww's back there looking for Cookie.
Oh, JWoww. Oh, I got to get a fucking autograph on my jugs. Jeff says, shut your mouth, Kurt. This has absolutely nothing to do with it. It has everything to do with taking back what was mine. And I sold my soul to the devil because destroying your career was more important than destroying your life. And I've taken everything from you, and taking your career was the final nail in your freaking coffin. Kurt drops the mic. And he gets out of the ring to go fight Jarrett. He's holding his ribs. He's obviously not in the right state of mind. Jarrett rips his fucking shirt off. He looks fucking good, by the way. And then Murphy and Gunner attack Kurt from behind. And they handcuff him. The TNA security attack the top guy and handcuff him. And then Jeff Jarrett runs down and stomps him out on the ramp.
That is nuts. He forgot he was security. He just gloms him and then stomps him out. Hey.
Yeah, just kicks his fucking ass. So Gunner and Murphy hold Kurt handcuffed up as Jarrett's throwing punches at him. And Jarrett drags Kurt around the side ramp. And he fucking throws him head first into the stage. It made a disgusting sound.
Oh my God! Oh God!
And Jarrett for a moment looks concerned, and he's trying to hold off Murphy and Gunner for a moment before he rushes back in and starts attacking Kurt Angle once again. He's fucking punching him in the head and shit. So much so that Taz gets off commentary and confronts Jarrett and says, enough, get your ass to the back. He's got a fucked up neck. And Taz, you know, also a fucked up neck guy, and he's got history with Kurt, so that's cool. And he says, hey, he's got a fucked up neck. It's got nothing to do with me. You went too far. And Jarrett stands there and he fucking tells Murphy and Gunner, let's get out of here. And staff and security are there checking on Kurt, and Kurt's fucked. I mean, Kurt is fucked up. He's laying there fucking beat to shit. But again, I have not seen any matches on this fucking show, so it's hard for me to really care about anything because I'm sick of fucking people talking.
You sure?
I'm fucking sure. I'm sure. I'm sure.
So we go to a pre-tape. Samoa Joe is at Daytona Beach on the boardwalk, walking.
I was so confused at first because I thought this was like now. But it said this was filmed on Monday.
I thought it was the day of the pay-per-view. Was it? It was a Monday?
It was the day after the pay-per-view.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Sure.
So Joe says it's a rarity I make mistakes, and let's face it, Jeff, on TNA's biggest night, I made the biggest mistake in the world, and I trusted you. And you needed someone to watch your back and fight your fight, and after a little bit of dealing, you found that person. And Jeff, make no mistake, you chose me for a reason. Now you can go home every night falling asleep knowing that man is looking for you. I said, oh, fuck, that's awesome. Well, I imagine, you know, Joe will fucking be back next week to fucking kick some fucking ass. Well, I was wrong. I was wrong
He'll
about
be back
this,
here
actually.
in a few minutes.
He'll be here after the break. Yeah, it's time for a match. 53 minutes in.
So we get Abyss versus Samoa Joe up next.
Holy fuck. Holy fucking shit.
Samoa Joe comes out, walks straight to the ring, and just starts punching the shit out of Abyss. So Joe punches Abyss into the corner. He hits the no-look NZ. Face wash, looks for the boot. Abyss sees it coming, gets up, but Joe hits the ropes and hits a Gamengiri and a senton here. Abyss then hits a choke slam on Samoa Joe here. Abyss goes to the outside and grabs a chair, tells 𝗀𝗃𝗆 to beat it, and turns around to the ring, and Joe hits a suicide forearm here. Look fantastic. Goes over to Abyss, over in the corner, and Abyss grabs the ring bell and then hits Joe with it and gets disqualified.
God!
Fuck.
God! Damn it! How long was this? 3 minutes?
Couldn't even have been 3 minutes.
God, I was like, fucking goddamn it. Like, no, okay. Was I really looking forward to goddamn this era of Abyss taking on Joe that doesn't really fucking want to be here? No, but it was still something. I know these guys have a good match in them, but they fucking, it's done. Joe hits all the classics and then he gets hit with a ring bell and he's bleeding now. Fuck you.
So yeah, you know, Joe's cut open on his eyebrow and Abyss is targeting that thing and
he's juicing.
Yeah, he beats him down and Joe does this great pre-tape here where, you know, he says that, you know, Joe or Jarrett chose him for a reason.
Oh my God.
Now he's going to show you why you would choose a guy like Samoa Joe. So anyways, he gets his ass fucking kicked by Abyss.
Oh my God.
And Rob Van Dam has to make the save for him. RVD makes a save. Abyss, dude, RVD makes a save while the theme song is very
Dude, yeah, they needed to hit this song for his run-in, I guess. Yeah.
So Abyss powders to the outside. He flips Janice. The damn thing almost flips into the crowd.
Dude, he definitely nearly dropped it on a fucking person in the front row. I thought that was nuts.
Then Joe gets some help from some of the TNA officials. They give him a towel. He pushes him off. He's pissed. He's always pissed. Joe loses. He's pissed. I mean, you could put this in a circle forever. This is TNA's booking of Joe all the time.
And he stares down with RVD. I guess, you know, they have unfinished business. But Joe leaves and RVD grabs a mic. God damn it. Why?
I wrote down here, another town hall. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Dude, the whole fucking town. RVD, he says, whoa, Jeff Hardy, come on out here and let's take care of this. No need to wait any longer. You owe me and your fans an explanation. Well, anyway, but tonight we're not worried about that. We're moving past that. What the fuck are you fucking talking about, RV fucking D? You make up your mind. What do you want? Why are you holding this fucking microphone then?
Whoa, hold the mic. What? Dude,
whoa, what mic?
Dude, I love this. He's like talking to the mic. He's like, Jeff Hardy. And Jeff Hardy comes on the Tron and just starts fucking talking. He just starts fucking talking. This is the most pre-taped video. It's like they trolled RVD and told him he was going to be like talking back and forth to him in this thing. Yes. And then Jeff said, anyways, I'm the Antichrist of wrestling.
Dude,
Shut up.
They definitely told RVD that like you have to say something about friendship here. The promo Jeff is cutting mentions friendship. You have to say something about friendship. So RVD says, "You had my trust, you had my respect, you had my full support," and then that Jeff shows up on the Tron. And, you know, I respected you.
And friendship.
I said, holy fuck, what a fucking disaster. Dude, fuck. Yeah, RVD fucking says all that. Jeff Hardy's the first words Jeff says is,
friendship. What is friendship?
hey, nobody said that. What the fuck are you talking about? And Jeff says, in this business, it's nothing more than an illusion, friendship. You draw your competitors as close as you possibly can, and you devour them, just like I devoured you, Rob. And my words are biblical. Some are referring to me as the new Antichrist of pro wrestling. And the screen is getting like fucking weird because he's got spooky powers now or something. I'm not sure. This is not supposed to be a pre-tape, so I'm not really sure what I was supposed to take away from the screen effects. Also, who is fucking calling him that?
Everybody.
Jeff says, Rob, you want me? Well, don't they all? And then it cuts to, you know, it gets all fucked up the screen. He's like, fucking whited out, and it cuts to RVD looking very confused at the Tron. He's just dumbfounded, and then even more so when Eric fucking Bischoff's music fucking hits.
Dude, maybe a couple people in the crowd were thinking, I ain't seen Bischoff in a minute.
I mean,
And
what do you think
Bischoff
he's up
said
to
backstage, I think they need me out there right now, dude.
The ratings show that when Bischoff's on, there's an increase. Put Bischoff on as much as possible and explain everything except the matches that are on the show.
I wrote down here, I'm about to fucking lose it. Like, Bischoff walks on the screen, I'm just like, no way, no way.
Bischoff comes out and he has a fucking microphone and he says, I have a solution, RVD. I'll tell you what. You want a shot at Jeff Hardy and the world title at Turning Point? When the fuck did he say that? When did RVD imply at all that he wanted a shot at the world title? I'm sure he does.
It was on the sheet.
He just was. Yeah, well, Rob just didn't read any of the fuck. They sent him the promo and he didn't read it. That sucks when that happens.
Bischoff says, you want to face Jeff Hardy at Turning Point? And RVD said, friendship. I don't want to face Jeff Hardy at Turning Point, Eric. I want to go back to the WWE.
What'd you say, Rob?
I said, I want to go back to the WWE.
No, stop.
Oh,
Cut that
the
out.
other thing, friendship.
No, Rob.
Cookie. What the fuck do you want me to say?
All right, that's fine.
Whoa.
All right, anyway, Rob, if you beat Mr. Anderson tonight, you get a shot at Jeff Hardy. Is that all right?
Yeah, that sounds great.
So RVD says, that's fine. Get Mr. Anderson out here, and then I'll kick Jeff Hardy's ass.
Man, Terminator.
I don't think RVD was supposed to reply here because Bischoff says, settle down, big boy. You got your work cut out for you tonight. And then it plays like the TNA like theme song over it. So they were like not prepared. They didn't know how to end this segment.
So we go backstage. Eric Bischoff is here.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
How are you always here?
Dude. Go away! Go away!
Eric Bischoff is here with Miss Tessmacher.
So Miss Tessmacher says, there's something I could do for you? And then Bischoff says, there's a lot you can do for me. Maybe after the show we can get together at my place and have a cocktail and see what comes up. And she says, ooh. And Bischoff says, it's that easy, isn't it? And Miss Tessmacher says, what do you mean? And Bischoff says, you! It's just that easy, isn't it? She says, no. What are you talking about? And Bischoff says, you don't know what I'm talking about. Well, let me tell you what I'm talking about. Let me tell you how easy you are. I'm sure Kevin Nash and Pope know how easy you are. I said, what? What? Is that like a thing on the screen? They fuck this girl? And he said, see, you just can't keep your mouth shut and your legs closed, can you? You know what you almost cost me by talking to those two guys? You know what you almost cost me? And Bischoff says, you didn't think. And because you're not thinking with your head, me, we're done. Can't trust you. Don't want you around. You want to be in TNA? It's time to bury the knockouts some more here, James. You want to be in TNA? You got one option, bitch. I said, what the fuck?
This whole segment felt like super out of place. I was just very confused
This is
going
a weird
on.
Vince McMahon segment.
Oh, wow. That's a great way to put it. Yeah, you're right.
I don't know if that's what Bischoff was trying to channel here, but like this is a super weird that kind of thing where like he's just demoralizing anyone and humiliating. You gotta humiliate him. Find some boots, put on some tights, and go sling your ass around with the TNA knockouts because that's all you're good for. Now, what the fuck does that mean?
Now, I just want to remind everybody that this is one of the most like coveted women's divisions in the world up to this point.
Yeah, especially in America.
Knockouts and X Division,
What?
super coveted before
Yes.
Hogan and Bischoff came around.
Oh, well, you wanted some Gaga on the show, dude?
I thought you wanted Goo Goo.
Bischoff says, now you and your 38 double Ds get out of my sight. I'm done with you. Well, that's very specific.
Well, Mr. Anderson then walks up and says,
and Bischoff turns around and Anderson says, hi, hey. And he grabs his hand.
that's
Anderson
crazy.
starts
First off,
squeezing
Mr.
his
Anderson
hand.
walks up and goes, and Bischoff goes, oh, hey.
Anderson says, I never thought in a million years I'd meet a bigger asshole. Nah, you're more like a douchebag than me. But you proved me wrong. And he's squeezing Bischoff's hand, and Bischoff winces. Just so you know, you ain't gonna win this war. And he walks off, and Bischoff calls him he says, son of a bitch. Because, of course, we needed more Bischoff on this show.
Dude, this is such an exhausting show.
Okay, this next thing, James, completely confused me. Didn't understand, like, I get it, but, like, not one of these Bischoff segments, they could have fucking said that this was happening.
So now it's time for the Pope versus Douglas Williams, Beer Money, Kazarian, and AJ Styles in a 5-on-1 handicap match.
You might know these 5 men as Fortune 4.
And
By
there's
the way,
even
also,
more people out there.
There is more people because Jeremy Borash introduces Matt Morgan as being a part of this match. I thought this was 6-on-1 at first, but Matt Morgan is not a part of this match. He's out here in a suit. They must have just got confused, which is completely understandable because none of this makes fucking any sense.
Probably should have announced Eric Bischoff. I expected him to be out here.
Yeah, don't worry, he's coming.
Well, AJ's the Legends champion currently.
Oh, right. Okay, yes. I forgot where in the lineage that title is because that has a rebranding a lot.
It does. So there's 5 people on this fucking team.
There's 5 of them. Jesus.
What the fuck just happened?
Doug Williams. I thought he was dead.
So Pope is here. Pope bumps around Doug Williams. Then he bumps around Kazarian. I'm sure these guys also said, okay. Like when they saw this on the sheet, they were probably like, all right, we'll just bump around for you. AJ comes in and these guys, I mean, AJ's bumping. They're all bumping and selling their asses off for Pope, which is nice. You got to get the babyface over a little bit. Matt Morgan then hits the carbon footprint on Pope on the outside.
Floor. Yeah.
And Ric Flair starts stomping him out too.
Yeah, because Pope went out and punched Flair in the head and they got hit with carbon footprint. And then, yeah, Flair stomped him out. They sent him back in. And then AJ covers Pope and pulls him up at 2, which means he was going to win.
I love that Earl Hebner was like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Stop disrespecting him, man. Just pin him.
That is awesome. Yeah, that is good.
So Taz gets pissed off that Mike Tenay is talking too much.
Yeah, dude. Today is like explaining like the bullshit that's going on in the ring. He's trying to keep up with the action and the tags and all. And Taz says, I'd like to get one word in. I'm sorry, I'm sitting here with a headset on too.
And then Beer Money come in and they beat him up and they go, Beer Money! And the crowd goes, yeah! So Kazarian holds Pope for AJ to hit the flying forearm, but Pope gets out of the way. AJ lands and then Pele's Kazarian by accident.
Oh.
Beer Money then hit the DWI. Drinking while investing.
Yeah!
Beer Money! Yeah!
They won! Fuck the Pope!
Yeah, so Pope loses and we're out of here.
They get in the ring, all of them, all 7 members of Fortune 4 get in the ring and stomp out the Pope. And then nobody comes to help him. And then that's the end of that.
Sting and fucking Nash left.
There's no other faces.
Where's the entire X Division?
Eric Young was in the back. I saw him.
Yeah, him and Orlando Jordan were back there.
Yeah, I saw them back. They were too busy waiting for the JWoww segment instead, looking for Cookie.
Yeah, Cookie was here. The camera guy found Cookie.
They all do the fortune taunt, and Doug Williams can't figure out. He's just putting up random fingers.
Dude, I mean, it's always the same one down. It's always the same one down.
It's different in England. Fuck you, man.
So Robbie and Cookie are on the way to the ring.
Great, we needed to see that. Needed to fucking see them walking through the backstage as well as JWoww.
JWoww,
this one up.
Dude, I mean, this is nuts because we just saw 2 B-rolls of 50 people walk into the ring, and it's for a town hall.
Yeah, dude.
It's not a match.
It's not for a match, yeah.
All right, well, now it's time for the Robbie E. and Cookie Town Hall.
Oh, the shore. Dude, great theme. Great fucking theme. Great gimmick. I love this.
Yo, Cooks.
Dude, bro. Yeah, Robbie says, bro, Cooks, you want to hear something crazy, my dude? The crowd is chanting, who are you? Oh, don't worry. You're going to fucking know Robbie E for a fucking few years here, everybody.
For a while. he's about to be the
staple.
goddamn tag team champion, legend champion. I mean,
Hell
he's going
yeah.
to touch some titles around here.
Robbie says, right now, we're on at the same time as the Jersey Shore, bro. And I just want to say sorry. Because after we debuted last week, nobody wants to watch you fake punks. As far as I'm concerned, Jersey Shore is done, my dude. Hold on, what do you say, dude? Is that fucking Christopher Daniels out there? Is the prophecy out there, brother? I'm gonna go out there and fucking handle this. So, Cookie.
Seriously, broski.
They Jersey Shore posers, they're done for. No more of that disgraced Snooki, no more situation, and no more of that skank J-Cow.
Dude, her cadence is so fucking nuts. Oh
It's
my
insane.
God.
It's
the
like-
most valley accent ever. Like,
I
it
know.
is so crazy.
And no more of that skank J-Cow.
She
Bow
comes
wow.
out here. She comes out here with the beautiful people. She has her own
Yes.
Tron.
And music? They don't come with beautiful people music. She has her own theme song. Taz then for 20 seconds on commentary as JWoww is coming out is trying to figure out the color of her hair. Oh, is she like a strawberry blonde or something? Or a brunette? She might be a redhead or something, brother. And then she gets into the ring and Taz says,
Let the pigeons loose!
she said it! We
I
heard
can't
it!
believe
we
it.
fucking heard it! It was not fake! It was not
I
fake!
can't believe it.
Dude, I was like so excited. I was like, wow, we've watched so many Taz era TNAs and did not hear Let the Pigeons Loose, and we weren't fucking making it up.
This is what it's all about.
God fucking bless. So fucking JWoww gets in Cookie's face, Cookie, and Taz says they can't get face to face. There's no room. That was a joke about their breasts, of course. And then Cookie says, look who decided to show up. It's that Jersey Street poser, J-Cow. And I know you're a little bit slow, so listen real close. Take your fake ass weave, your fake ass nails, and your very fake dollar store fun bags. And JWoww starts playing with her titties. And go crawl back in the hole you came out of. This is our house, bitch. And she slaps JWoww. And then JWoww judo trips her and fucking starts kicking her ass. She's slamming her head repeatedly off the apron, like the back of her head. I said, holy fuck, she's really gonna hurt her here.
This is a legendary TNA segment. The
Somehow.
this is our house, bitch. That line is
That's replayed
That's
many
legendary,
times.
yeah.
On the YouTube IWC for a while.
I mean, this is what it's all about, people.
She was smashing her head in the fucking apron, which goes on for a while until the beautiful people pull JWoww off a Cookie. They kick her out of the ring. Then they celebrate with her. Robbie carries Cookie out. And Tanae on commentary says, hey, my dude, JWoww just left her mark on TNA. And Taz says, broski.
There it is.
Don't worry, we need a little bit less talk, a little bit more not wrestling here for a second, because we go backstage and Mr. Anderson is getting ready in the back, surrounded by a bunch of 20-pound weights.
Yeah, just the 20s. He was doing lat raises. There's 3 minutes left on the actual show here on the version I watched, and I was saying to myself, how the hell are they going to pull this off? It's time for the main event here. Mr. Anderson versus Rob Van Dam.
The mic is hanging there when Mr. Anderson comes down. He slaps it out of the way and heads right to the ring.
RVD doesn't take his shirt off for this whole number one contenders match.
That's when I was like, wow, I can't believe how much time I wasted tonight.
RVD hits a spin kick and takes Anderson to the corner. Anderson fights out, but RVD gets him back to the corner, hits a monkey flip and a spin kick. RVD hits a moonsault off the apron to Mr. Anderson on the outside.
Kicks him in the head.
That is the end of the show. On the broadcast version, the run over goes to TNA Reaction, which is a show that airs right after TNA, which is an hour of reacting to the show that just happened.
I guess that's not a bad idea, right? Like just keeping it
They
flowing
did that a
from
lot.
one to the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's how Reaction existed, right?
Yeah, it was always, it was after it, and then they moved it, and then they canceled it.
Oh, sure. Well, that makes sense.
On the TNA Plus version, though, it's the entirety of the match with
it's
none of
seamless.
the voiceover that says, hey, we'll
Right.
catch you on TNA Reaction. It's just, it keeps going. So RVD goes to the top top, but Anderson fights him, hits a superplex. Mr. Anderson back elbow into a chin lock. RVD double line comeback, eats shit on the second one, but
He
catches
trips
himself.
and dies, and then whiffs a super kick.
Yeah, and it hits the world's strongest slam.
Dude, I can't believe another week of somebody fucking doing that. I was like stunned.
Mr. Anderson goes for a flipping senton. He yells, Jeff! That's Rob. My name is Rob.
Come on, bro. That's the Kenton bomb.
So RVD goes for the... No, it's not. RVD goes for the... RVD goes for a frog splash, and he lands right on Mr. Anderson's knees.
No.
Eric Bischoff is now here. There's no fucking way, man.
I can't believe it. The main event match. #1 contendership for Jeff Hardy's fucking title at the pay-per-view that they haven't told me the date for yet. And Eric Bischoff is coming down to the ring to fuck up the match.
So Bischoff's out here. He calls over Baby Hebner, and he tells him something in his ear. Bischoff tells Hebner to follow him. Come on, get out of the ring. Fuck the match.
Dude. Yes, and he does it because it's his boss, so I guess he has to. And Bischoff says, "I just want you to do your job." And they walk to the back. RVD and Anderson are laid out in the ring, still selling shit. And TNA says, "Does Bischoff have another referee in mind here?" And I was like, "Okay, they're gonna send Jeff Hardy out in a ref shirt and fuck this up." But they don't even do that. Jeff Hardy just comes out normal, also holding his ribs.
Another me is what you'll never be.
Why was he in pain?
Yeah, I don't know. I took a shit. Had some of that Eddie Guerrero shit your pants sauce.
Well, yeah, Mahi Mahi.
I don't know why I was in pain. Yeah, catering's just fucked up. So Jeff hits RVD with a chair, then puts the chair on Anderson's arm, and Hardy hits the twist of fate on RVD on the chair, which is connected to Anderson's arm.
That was pretty awesome. I actually did like that. And Taz says, that was more like a twist of hate.
Holy fuck.
So Anderson rolls to the floor. He's in agony. He just had his shit broken. And Jeff stands in the ring holding the chair. And I'm like, oh my God. There was only one match that had a fucking finish tonight. There was only one match, and it was a 5-on-1 handicap match.
I wish they had a tag where they didn't coexist. A bunch of them, really. Would have been great.
A litany of them. The last thing I wrote here was, what a fucking bad show.
There it is.
I hate this. I hated this. Like, was there one redeeming thing here? Cookie?
I mean, Robbie E has a good career in TNA.
Yeah, like, I watched this in one run too. Like, I think because I was so like enamored with the fact that how fucking like stupid this was. Like, I couldn't. Every time there was another segment and not a match, I was like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
They didn't talk enough for my liking.
Well, thankfully you can continue on for the next hour with reaction if you'd like.
Yeah, I mean. Hopefully there's some
talk about the
matches
talking on the show. Is there matches on reaction?
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, they talk about the talking on the talk show. Fuck!
Enough of the guy.